Hey YouTube, back again for another video. Today we're going to do something a little bit different. We're going to do a bit of a year in review. I want to have a chat about what I've been up to for the last 12 months. And I want to hear from you as well. So if this is sort of interesting to you or helpful, please like and subscribe. Leave a comment down below. Let me know your progress for the last 12 months, what you've been up to. Tell me about your new gear. We all get excited about that. Yeah, just tell me how you're going with your journey as a musician. So as some of you may know, I'm currently studying a Bachelor in Music at uni. This has been my first year, so I've entered university as a mature age student because I'm old as shit. It was a little bit daunting to start with. I thought about doing tertiary education in music when I left high school, but back then, because I was relatively green as a musician, I always thought the barrier to entry was really high and I wouldn't necessarily meet it. 20 years removed, I'm still not the greatest player in the world, but I've learned a little bit along those years. So going into uni, I was a little bit more prepared, I think. For the first semester at uni, I was on campus for one class. The rest of it I was doing online. The class that I was doing up there was a collaborative music one where basically everyone in the class forms a band. We had to learn a whole bunch of different songs and then at the end of the term perform them, and that's what we were assessed on. And that was really cool. I got to meet a lot of awesome people, jam with a lot of awesome people. The lecturers up there were awesome. I'm at USQ in the campus I was at Ipswich. So the guys up there were absolutely incredible, so I can't fault them on that. The first term subjects, there's always going to be one sort of core, one that's more about academic writing than it is about musicianship. And, you know, while it's necessary, it wasn't the most interesting subject. But then the other ones, like I said, the collaborative music one, we had a music theory one, and the last one was a guitar skills one. So the guitar skills one was very basic. The music collab one was great. I think my favorite for the whole term was a music theory one. It was like a real sort of intensive deep dive from this is a treble clef to, you know, more advanced theory concepts later on in the term. And that was awesome. It was a very, very cool sort of crash course. Term 2 rolled around and I went completely online. Because of the band that I'm in, we're able to use our live performances as evidence for the collaborative music subject. So we do one of the collaborative music subjects in each term all the way through the degree. So that was awesome to be able to do that. It allowed me more freedom to be out in the world doing what I want to be doing, working and also playing live. The other subjects, there was another core one as well, which was about creative thinking and divergent thinking and all that sort of stuff. Interesting, not entirely relevant, but you know, it was still cool. The next one was a popular music history one, which was awesome again. And then the last one was a digital composition. It was sort of like a dip your toes into learning how to use DAWs and plugins and synths and all that sort of stuff. Really cool. Still kind of on the basic end of the spectrum. You know, it still had a lot of relevant information that you can sort of use in everyday life. It was a good refresher course. One thing I did notice about the first year subjects, and this is only, you know, relevant to me or someone who's older, I guess, because I've been doing this for a long time, and by no means I'm like big noting myself or saying I'm professional or anything, but because I've been on this earth for a long time and experienced a few different things, a lot of the first year stuff was relatively basic and surface level. I understand that they have to do it that way because it is first year, but it kind of felt not irrelevant, but it kind of felt like a bit of a gimme. But it also was really reassuring that, okay, so I might not have learned officially, like, you know, at a university and sort of stuff, like completely self-taught, but it was good to know that, okay, I'm relatively equipped to be able to do this. Like the ultimate goal with going to uni was A, to study music because, you know, I love it, but B, post-graduation from the Bachelor in Music, I'm going to go back and do a Master's of Education with the goal of becoming a high school music teacher. So being able to get through the first year relatively unscathed, getting better marks than I ever thought I would. So I don't know what the marking system is like in other parts of the world, but for the Australian, or in Queensland anyway, first year I got 3 high distinctions and a credit, and then second semester I got 3 HDs and a distinction. So couldn't be happier. I missed out on the 4th HD in term 2 by 1 mark though, so I'm pretty pissed about that. Otherwise I would have had a clean sweep of HDs, which would have been great. Okay, so would I recommend going to uni? If you're older like me and you're self-taught and you don't really have any aspirations of needing a degree to get into the workplace, I don't really think it's relevant. It's interesting and I really enjoy it, but to put yourself in that much debt for a passion project, I don't think it's a great idea. For me, I need it to get into education. So it was kind of, I had to do it. Depending on what subject area you want to get into teaching, obviously mine's music, so I have to do the Bachelor of Music. You might be able to just bypass the Bachelor of Music and go straight into a Bachelor of Education. Probably saves a bit of time. You learn more about the education system than you do about music. But like I said, I'm a music geek, and that's the way I wanted to do it. So outside of that, I'm currently playing with a country artist named Cassidy Raer. I'll put our links in the description, so if you want to check out her Spotify, please do. Basically, that started around this time last year, where I went and saw Mean Girls with my partner. We were sitting in the cinema, and I was, scrolling through Facebook while the ads and stuff were on before the movie. And I saw someone pop up on a Facebook group saying they wanted a guitarist for an Australia Day gig coming up in a couple of weeks. And I was like, oh, okay. Well, I can play guitar, and I can't really play country. I've never really played country in my life, so I've got no idea what I'm doing. But, how hard can it be? So I reached out, sent her a message, and a couple of weeks later, we're getting on a plane and flying to Rockhampton and playing our show together, which went really good. Since then, we've played maybe a dozen shows throughout the course of the year. We've played gigs ranging from a battle of the bands where there was like 7 people and a bartender there, to an outdoor festival in Jimboomba, which I think they were saying had like 10, 15,000 people there, which was brilliant. We had flamethrowers and stuff. We had pyro. Like it was unreal. Which just goes to show, if you've got a bit of self-belief and you have a look at your Facebook groups, every now and then an ad will pop up that you think, oh, I might give this a go, and you never know what might happen. Through this gig, we've played all around Queensland. We've played in Sydney. We're currently recording more songs now. We've got more stuff coming up in the new year. So from one, inconsequential reply to an ad on Facebook, it sort of opened up a world of musical possibilities that I never thought I'd be able to do. Like, I've never flown to a gig before or never had to do any of that, and I'm doing that now. It's really surreal. Getting paid to fly around the country and play guitar, like it's unreal. But I guess the biggest takeaway for the year for me, and what I did in my own playing to level up, I guess, and learn new things. Partly playing with Cassidy Raer, learning a new genre, learning new techniques and all that sort of stuff was like a really sort of refreshing, kickstarter for the year, because I was so entrenched in like metal and metalcore and like drop D riffing, and like I could do that with my eyes closed all day. Now being introduced to a different genre with different techniques and having to learn a Travis pick and chicken pick and playing more acoustic than I've ever done in my life, I think has really helped my playing. I think it's made me more versatile. Through that as well, I've had to go out and purchase new gear suitable for that. So new gear for the year, Fender player telly, and I'm not affiliated with anyone. Like you can see the subs, I've got under 100. No one's given me anything. I've got to buy it all myself. Gear for the year, Fender player telly. I bought a Boss Katana 100-watt Mark II when they were on clearance for like some stupid price. Pedal-wise, I put a compressor on my board for the first time ever. It's just one of the little Tone City ones. A Boss TR2. A couple Demon Effects pedals that you can see in other videos. And the big one that I just got for Christmas from my lovely partner was a IK Multimedia Tone X1. So when we do fly gigs, obviously carry-on baggage and check baggage is an issue. We need to keep weight down. And because we play backline amps, we don't necessarily know what we're getting. So we're going to try and move towards in-ears in the new year. So being able to do a fly rig with a silent stage on in-ear. So I'll have literally a little pedal board with my Tone X1, reverb, delay, possibly a trem, and then maybe an overdrive, and then a second overdrive that's higher gain. So then I've got a clean amp on one channel of the Tone X, which is, like the quieter songs, and I can sound on the Tone X, and I've got more of a higher gain bass to do the pedals through as well. So then it's more of like the rocky sound, I guess. That's the idea anyway. But the biggest thing that I learned this year was we've got a gig coming up in a couple of weeks where we've got I think it's a 3.5 or 4 hour set. And I got given a set list of 60 songs in a genre that I'm not comfortable with and got told, go and learn them. So I think that's probably my biggest advice to anyone who wants to level up quickly and isn't really doing true fire or pickup music and reading those things. Create a Spotify playlist about 3 to 4 hours long of music that you like, that you want to learn, and just put all the 3 hours in there and just systematically go in and learn every single one of them as quickly as you can and see how your playing levels up. I know mine has, it's introduced me to a whole bunch of concepts that I'd never done before. Slide playing, I suck at slide. Now I've got to play slide on a gig in a couple of weeks, so I've had to do a crash course on slide. I'm not a great slide player, and I don't claim to be, but I've learnt enough in the last couple of weeks where I can fake it till I make it, basically. But anyway, that was my rant for the morning. If any of this has been interesting, like I said, like, subscribe, that helps me out heaps. But also, let me know down the bottom what you've done this year, what gear you've bought, what progress you've made, what your band's doing. But also, let me know what you want to do next year. If you've got any plans for next year, what you hope to achieve, let me know, because this stuff is like super interesting to me. So yeah. But anyway, see you in 12 months for another one of these stupid recaps from some nobody on the internet. But hey, that's what we do. Peace out.